In today's video, we're going to give this 6-door Jeep a gorgeous blue paint job.
Thank you for watching the TDC Hot Rods YouTube channel.
So here's what we're working with today. It's a 2009 Jeep, 6-door, and all I'm doing to it, I did not build it. The only thing I'm doing to it is the paint work on it. So for right now, we're just painting everything that you can see here. So hood, around the window, the rocker panel, the quarter panels, the back, and then the 2 door pillars. And then there's a few little trim pieces in here and the front grille. So this one, I'm just gonna show how my process of how I'm gonna paint this thing. We will paint the doors later, but it won't be for quite a while now. The guy is just gonna run his net doors, the net mesh doors on it, and we'll paint the doors later. We're going to come up here, and you can see where it used to say Rubicon. We're gonna clean off all of the old decals. There's a little tiny dent there, not much at all. You can't see it because I got it muddy pulling in here. There's a little dent there. If I move the phone a little, you can kind of see it. There's a smudge there. And I think there was a spot on this side. Actually, this side looks pretty good. Oh yeah, right here. And then these spots here are where the gentleman that builds these, that splice the 2 together to turn it into a 6-door, that's where he does that. So I got to come through here and smooth all that out. So we're going to start off by fixing all those little spots. And then up here on the grill, you can see this Jeep has a winch on it, and the winch has been rubbing there. And that used to say Jeep, and whoever pulled that off did a little bit of a rough job. So we're just gonna smooth all this stuff out. Smooth out that little dent there that you can see. And then after that, we will hit the whole entire thing with 600 and then get it ready for paint. But for now, we're just gonna work on the grill. All right, so I found some spots after sanding this. You can see where that's all the bare metal is. That's a high spot there. And on here, I don't know if you guys can see. Oh yeah, you can see that. You can see all the grinder marks. So this needs primer put on it. It really needs a little skim coat of glaze and then some primer. These spots here sanded out really nice. Like that's still the factory primer there, that's not bare metal. And same with this, and they sanded out real good. This side is a little bit the same, so we need to put a tiny bit of glaze on those. And on here, where the winch was rubbing, I'm probably not gonna do it, but I am gonna put a little bit of glaze up in these spots. I don't wanna put glaze or any kind of filler where the winch is rubbing, because the owner was like, the winch is still gonna rub, so just smooth it out and paint it, it'll be all right. So we got those all done. I do need to put a little bit of glaze on there, but I was running my hand across the hood just to make sure that I'm not painting something that's gonna be dented, because this is going blue, and blue will show everything, almost like black. And you guys can see it right there. And right there are some dents Also, see if it shows up in here. Yep. Right there is a dent. So I'm gonna pull, I can't get to the backside. The backside of this thing has a brace here. Oh, I can get to that one, but this side I for sure can't. The dents are underneath there. So this side, I'll hammer from the bottom and put a dolly on the top, and I'll be able to get that out, no problem. But this side, I'm gonna have to come in here and grind it down and just pull on it a tiny bit. And with the stud gun, put a tiny smooth that out with some little bit of glaze, and it'll be ready for primer. So that's what I'm gonna do now. So, got the glaze all sanded down with, oh, dang, the camera makes my hair look dark. So, got the glaze all sanded down with 180, and then come in here and sanded all this, so then when we spray the primer on, we don't get primer on any unsanded paint. You don't want that, it'll fall off. As you can see here, turned out super nice. You can tell how thin it is, you can see through it in almost all the places. Very nice and smooth. So now we're gonna set this up and get to spraying some primer. We got primer on everything. Looks awesome, covered great. It's all dry, it's the next day, so it's all dry. So on this primer, I usually let it sit for about 4 hours before I start sanding it. But, so now, anywhere that the primer is, I'm going to put some 220 on a block and block it, and then run over it real fast with 320, and then I'm gonna 600 the whole rest of the Jeep, and then it will be ready for paint. So that's what I'm gonna do now. So we got 600 taken all over everything. Pulled this little cow panel piece off. That's shiny because it's wet. It's not shiny because I didn't sand it. Anyway, so I took 600 over the whole entire thing, everything that I'm gonna be painting anyways. And then like up here in these real tight corners and back between these hinges and all the really tight areas, I took some Scotch-Brite. I personally like to use Scotch-Brite with water. It just seems to wash everything way better. I personally like how it sands better, but just a little trick if you happen to be doing some prep and paint work yourself. But everything looks super awesome. all the way around. It's already, oh, I found one spot that I need to, see how it's shiny? I need to sand that. But yeah, it is all ready to go. Super exciting. So the next step will be to, well, I guess the next step for me will be to walk around it one more time and make sure that everything's good now that all the water's drying off of it. But we're gonna move it into the next building so we can mask it all off and put some blue paint on this thing. Voila! We got it all masked off, all the way around. We masked the door inside and out, just so then I can get this lip here. There are some plastic covers that go over the hinges there and here, and a spare tire delete plate that goes over there. So what I'm saying is that's why I didn't pull the door off. But she is all masked up and ready to spray. So that's what I'm gonna do now. We're gonna put down some sealer, some gray sealer, and then the color is Hydro Blue. It's a 2021 Chrysler color. So we'll put down gray sealer, the Hydro Blue, and then 3 good coats of clear coat. And I'll show you the finished product when we're done. Look how shiny that thing is. Look. Woo, Betsy. I'm not gonna lie. It's not my Jeep, it's a customer's, but I wasn't completely sold on the blue when I seen it in the can. I knew it would look good, but man, this thing, love the color. Love the color. It's gonna be a badass Jeep. I'm not even a Jeep fan, but this thing, it's gonna be sweet. Anyways, wanted to show you guys before I unmask it, just a little trick for any of you that might be painting. It's still too wet, but if you wait just a little bit until you can touch it, but it might still be a tiny bit sticky. If you're really careful and you unmask it, make sure obviously not to touch the paint. It will give you a better finish if you unmask it before it's all the way dry. It just takes, if you have a hard line when you unmask it, if the clear coat, oh my gosh. If the paint has a hard line, if you unmask it when it's wet, it'll lay that hard line down so it's not so abrupt. And it just looks a lot better. But just a little trick. So I'm gonna let this thing dry a little bit and then unmask it. Well, I think this thing turned out awesome. Super awesome. I absolutely love the color. Blue is my favorite color, so that kind of helps. But that being said, I've never personally painted any of my stuff blue. Just some stuff looks great in blue, others doesn't. But this thing, I think this thing looks phenomenal in blue. Looks absolutely fantastic. I would be lying if I said I wish this thing was mine. Like, this thing's badass. It's super cool. But look at how nice it flowed out. Super sweet. There's a hood scoop that goes there in case anybody was wondering. Super, super awesome. And over here, we got the grill and some other little pieces. And then over here is the cowl panel. Looks just as good as the rest of it. Looks phenomenal. Anyways, that is gonna be the end of this. The owner has some black armor that's going across the bottom here and around the wheel well there, and a black armor whole front fender. Eventually he's gonna have me paint some doors for it, but for now this is all that we're doing. And if you guys like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. I hope you guys like this video. It's a little different than I normally plan on doing, but I thought it was kind of a cool thing that I was painting. I've done a few of these for this guy. So I thought I would make a video about it, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. I actually have had a blast doing it, and the color I absolutely love. The Jeep's gonna look phenomenal when it's done. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great day, and thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.